Hi, I'm Narasimha, and in this video I would like to share history of B.R. Ambedkar. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar was an Indian jurist, economist, social reformer and the political leader who headed the committee that drafting the Constitution of India from the Constituency Assembly, served as a law and the justice the minister in the first cabinet of Jawaharlal Nehru, and inspired the Dalit, the Buddhist movement after renouncing Hinduism. Ambedkar was born on 14th April 1891 in the town of and the military cantonment of Moho. He was the 14th and the last child of Ramji Maloji Sakpal, an army officer who held the rank of Subedar. Ambedkar was born into a Mahar, means Dalit caste, who were treated as untouchables and subjected to the social economic discrimination. Ambedkar and other untouchable, the children were segregated and given the little attention or help by the teachers. They were not allowed to sit inside the classroom. When they needed to drink water, someone from a higher caste had to pour the water from a height on. They were not allowed to touch either the water or the vessel and contained it. He described the situation, the latter in this writing, as no poem, no water, no peon, no water. In his writing has no peon, no water. Of his the brothers and the sisters, the only Ambedkar passed his examination and went to high school. In 1897, the family moved to Mumbai, where the Ambedkar became the only untouchable enrolled at Elphinstone High School in 1906. When he was about 15 years old, he married a 19 years old girl, Ramabai. In 1907, he passed his matriculation exam, and in the following year, he entered the Elphinstone, the college, which was affiliated to the University of Bombay, the first from his Mahar caste to do so. By 1912, he obtained his degree in economics and political science from Bombay University. They prepared to take off employment with the Baroda state government. In 1913, at the age of 22, Ambedkar was awarded a Baroda state scholarship for the 3 years that was designed to provide the opportunities for the post graduation education at Columbia, the university in New York City. The Parsi, who was to be a lifelong friend, he was passed his MA in 1915. He was influenced by the John Denway and his work on democracy. 1916, he completed his master thesis, the dividend of India, a history and analytical the study for the second MA. On 9th May, he presented the paper the castes in India. They are the mechanism, genesis, and the development. He received his PhD degree in economics at Columbia in 1927 year, and also studied at the London School of Economics in October 1916. He completed the master's degree in 1921. His thesis was on the problem of the rupee. The problem of the rupee, its the origin and its solution. In 1923, he completed the DSc in economics, which was awarded from University of London. He worked as a private tutor, as an accountant, as an establishment and investment consulting business. He became the professor of the political economy in Mumbai. Although he was successful with the students, other professors and the professors objected to his the sharing the drinking water jug with them, which was the preparing the goat of the India Act 1919. At this hearing, Ambedkar argued for the creating the separation electorates and the reservation for the untouchable and other religious communities in 1920. They began the publication of the weekly Muk Nayak in Mumbai with the help of Sahu of Kolhapur. He started the Muk Nayak, Bahiskruti Bharat and Equality Janta. He was appointed to the Bombay Presidency Committee to work with the All European, the Simon Commission in 1925. Ambedkar himself wrote a separate set of recommendations for the future Constitution of India. In 1927, he began with the public movement and marches to open off the public drinking water resource. He also began in the struggle for the right to enter Hindu temples. He led a satyagraha in Mahad to fight for the right of the untouchable, the communities to draw water from the main water tank of the town. Ambedkar condoned the classic Hindu text, the Manusmruti. He ceremonially burned copies of the ancient text on 25th December 1927. Annually 25th December is celebrated as Manusmruti Dahan Bin by Dalits. In 1930, Ambedkar launched the Kalaram Temple movement. In 1932, Gout announced the formation of the separate electorate for the depressed classes in the communal awards. Mahatma Gandhi fiercely opposed a separate of electorate for the untouchable, the saying is feared that such an arrangements would divide the Hindu communities. The Gandhi protested by the fasting while in the prison in the Irravada Central Jail of Pune. On 25th September 1932, the agreement known as the Pune Pact was signed between Ambedkar and the Madan Mohan Malya. The agreement gave the reserved seats for the depressed classes in the provisions legislatures within the general electorate. Primary and the secondary elections allowed untouchables in practice to choose their own candidates. In 1936, Ambedkar founded the independent Labour Party, which contested the 1937 Bombay elections to be the Central Legislative Assembly. for the 13 reserved and 4 the general seats, and secured 11 and 3 seats respectively. Ambedkar published his book Annihilation of the Caste on 15th May 1936. During this time, Ambedkar also fought against the quotas, the system prevalent in Konkan, where the courts regularly exploited the farmers and tenants. In 1937, Ambedkar tabled the bill in the Bombay Legislative Assembly aimed at abolishing the quota system by the creation of the direct relationship between government and farmers. After the Lahore Resolution 1940 of the Muslim League demanding the Pakistan, Ambedkar wrote a 400 papers tract the title Thoughts on Pakistan. Ambedkar oversaw the transformation of his political the party into the scheduled caste federation. Scheduled caste federations. Ambedkar became a member of Rajya Sabha and he condoned child marriages and the mistreatment of women in the Muslim society. Upon the Indians' independence on 15th August 1947, the new Prime Minister upon the Indian independence on 15th August 1947, the Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru invited Ambedkar to serve as the Dominion of Indians Law Minister. 2 weeks later, he was appointed the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constitution for the future Republic of India. Ambedkar argued for extensive economic and social rights for the women and win the assembly the support for the introducing the system of reservation of the job in the civil services, schools and the college for the member of SC, ST and OBCs. The constitution was adopted on 26th November 1949 by the Constitution Assembly. In 1956, he completed his fine work the Buddha and his Dharma. Ambedkar organized a formal public ceremony for himself and the supporters in Nagpur on 14th October 1956. He completed his own conversion along with his wife. He then proceeded to convert some 5 lakhs of his supporters who were gathered around him. The Ambedkar died in the sleep on 6th December 1956 at his home in Delhi. He was awarded the Indian's highest civilian honor, the Bharat Ratna, in 1990. His message to his followers was educate, agitate and organize. This message is given for those who are supporting and others. So the message is called to his followers was educate, agitate and organize. These 3 are the main importance given by the Ambedkar to followers. This is the total history of Ambedkar.